Hello everyone. Today we start the new topic. This is the chapter number 4. Do you need beginning and advanced lessons? Chapter summary. Without first evaluating the unique qualities of language, it is often assumed that the English study must be divided into beginning, intermediate and advanced level. However, a careful assessment of English indicates that it does not use multiple levels of language complexity. The kind of sentence which you use as a beginning student are the same kind of sentence which you must master as an advanced student in order to gain English fluency. As a beginning English student, you must learn English in the context of full sentence. As an advanced student, you must use the same sentence to perfect syntax and annotations. You perceived needs as you begin studying English will significantly influence how you answer this chapter title question. If you decided that you are need beginning English when you start your study, you will spend much time looking for lessons with beginning sentences because English does not speak a beginning language. On the other hand, if you decided that the English used in the daily newspaper is what you want to learn, you can easily find that kind of English language. Is there a need for beginning and advanced lesson in English? I am really asking if beginning and advanced student can use the same level of lessons to learn spoken English. Before you give an intuitive answer, I need to ask the question properly. This question is, does English have multiple specialized language divisions? Their answer is no. It does not. There is no high English language spoken by the gentry versus a low language spoken by commoners. Historically, many languages such as Greek and Chinese have indeed used two levels. Modern English does not even have a specialized construction for folklore. Many languages in which oral tradition has been preserved have a storytelling form of the language which is distinct from the language used in everyday conversations. In these languages, there are often specialists who recount folk tales in public the gathering. Common English has not of that. In fact, English is so simple in this regard that we do not even have two forms of address for people of differing social standing which mm, different social standing. French, for instance, has strict conversations regarding the use of to or vos when addressing someone. A US citizen, however, would address both the President of the United States and a young child as you. English has a many specialized vocabulary. Any student who has taken course in anatomy, law, physics, automotive technology, psychology, engineering, geology, and anthropology has spent a great deal of time learning specialized terminology. But the essential English syntax which hold these words together in a sentence is still the language of the street of the language of daily newspaper. So aside from specialized vocabulary, English has no divisions representing varying level of language complexity. Almost any individual with at least a secondary school education would make essential the same evaluation of another speaker ability to use good or bad English. The exceptions to the above paragraph would be found in technical documents such as legal brief and the like. However, this style of English is far from language used in normal conversation. There is only one kind of English which you need to learn. You do not need two or more different course level. This is not to say that English is simple language to learn. Far from it. However, the same complexity is in all spoken English, not merely in some high level. Why have traditional language program instead that there must be beginning, intermediate, and advanced level of English study? It is not because there are beginning and advanced level of spoken English. It is because there are beginning, intermediate and advanced explanation for English grammar. This is that some rules of English grammar are easy to explain, some rules of grammar are more difficult to explain, and some are complex enough to require a highly technical explanation. But spoken English is one subject of study, where the formal rules of English grammar are quite another. Now I am answered the question: do you need beginning and advanced English lessons to learn the language? Of course not. There is only one level of speaking English. If you are beginning student, you must start by speaking normal English sentence. If you have studied English for several years and consider yourself as an advanced student, you must continue until you are able to fluently pronounce the words in those same normal English sentence. There will be a great difference in the fluency between beginning and advanced student. You must they must study. They must use the same English language both to initiate and then to master the process, which will develop the necessary cognitive, motor, and auditory skills used to speak fluent English. Thank you.